So welcome to this Photoshop tutorial. A couple weeks ago I took a picture of a nice car, but when I was looking on the camera I was just kind of thinking, that doesn't look professional. See the reflection here of myself and of the tree here, and yeah, I had to find a way to kind of get rid of this reflection. So the first thing I tried was to the idea was to select the font, put it in another layer, and then try to fill these parts where the reflection was with the greenish white, which was the corresponded to the clouds, the reflection of the clouds. So the first thing I did was go to selection and color range. So you see everything is in German here. You will also learn German with this tutorial. And yeah, was trying to select the font here by clicking parts where I could see the font, and then I tried to regulate the tolerance here, but you see Photoshop doesn't recognize the font properly because these greenish white parts are similar to this white in this font. So next idea was to add a level adjustment layer here, and played a bit around with it and got to the point where I could see the font really clearly, and I stopped at this point, and then I got back to the color range part, but that was kind of stupid because it didn't change anything. So I had to combine these two layers to one layer, and then I returned to the menu, and I did the same thing basically, and you can see that the tolerance here is really a good tool now to change the way Photoshop selects the font. And I stopped here at around 112 and I clicked OK. There's a bit of work to do afterwards because you see that there's this logo and this white part here by the from the car and of the car. Oh, my English is not perfect here. And yeah, I selected the lasso tool and tried to get rid of these selections that were made by Photoshop, but which weren't right. So the goal was just to have the font here selected and nothing else. So there are some small white spots sometimes that you have to find, and using the Alt key, the lasso tool, you can basically get rid of everything that is not what you want to select. and we are going to duplicate the original layer again. And what we want to do now is to select only the font on the original layer, and we're adding the layer mask here. I don't need that one anymore, and you can see that we have proper selection of the font on the card. We're going back now, and we're switching these two layers. So what we want to do now is fill this part here with greenish white parts that are similar to the parts above here. So I use the stamp tool and a pretty which is a pretty nice tool for many things, and I use around 800 pixels, and I start to select parts, yeah, kind of randomly. You can also use bigger, go with 1000. Okay, and I changed the selection pretty often because I want some kind of randomness here on these parts. We're going to delete also the tree here. Just took some time, but you see that it turns out pretty realistic. Zoom out. I'm not going to fill the part with the little reflection here, because I kind of liked it because yeah, it looks some kind of interesting because it's only like a small mistake on this photo, and yeah, the other tree looked pretty too big, and now I want a even bigger one because I want not that many clouds just to be seen here. Go here. Sometimes you have to be careful because you actually get the frame with this one. Some darker parts here. So this looks quite good now. And then I switch those two layers, and I have my typo again here. Without my reflection I had before, and yeah, that's basically it. We can deactivate the mask here so you see before and afterwards. So I hope this video can help you with your photography problems, and stay tuned for another Photoshop/German tutorial. Have a nice evening.